Hello everyone, my name is Catalina. I'm from Córdoba, Argentina, and today I would like to present the study of macrobotanical archaeological remains recovered from a rock shelter site located in this region. And this was part of my dissertation for my degree in anthropology. And the final questions that I will address at the end of this presentation are part of my PhD, which I am currently working on. So the site that we are going to address today is located in Ongamira Valley, and this valley is in central Argentina in this mountains region over here. And they are called Southern Pampean Hills. They are very important for regional history and regional archaeology since they have persistent human occupation through the Middle and Late Holocene. And the Ongamira Valley is one of the few projects that is addressing past hunter-gatherer societies that lived in the area. And in this study, we're going to address macrobotanical remains recovered from this site. For some context, the archaeology in Ongamira's project has studied how these past societies interacted with their landscape, and since it has been with human occupation since 7,000 years before present. Archaeological data suggests that they were specialized in guanaco hunting, which is a large camelid mammal, as you can see over here, related to llamas, but it's a wild species. We also recovered lithic tools made mostly from quartz, and they were associated with bone and wood processing as well as hunting. And in several archaeological sites, mostly rock shelters, we recover abundant charcoal from combustion areas associated with land snails, as you can see here, gastropods. And this wood that was used as fuel belonging to 24 native taxa that in ethnobotanical research showed that some of the plants used as fuel were bearing edible fruits and seeds. So the study of this kind of archaeological remains started as a new research avenue in the project that I addressed. And we wanted to answer some questions regarding past plant use, not only by the identification of these plant remains, but also by addressing post-gathering practices such as boiling, grinding, or toasting that in these remains we may be able to see. As you can see down here in the picture below, boiling or charring produce anatomical modifications that we can analyze and therefore identify these past practices. The Ongamira's vegetation consists in a xerophytic forest, which means that this vegetation is adapted to very arid and dry environments, and it varies through altitude, describing a forest in the lowest lands, and up in the hills we can only find grasslands, which means there are different plant communities through the valley. And this information, along with plant collecting, was used to create a resonance collection with for our lab in Idacor CONICET. And this is a digitalized material that is available as an open access, which was really important for us because I didn't have a reference materials to work with, and this was part of my results in my dissertation. So moving on, Deodoro Roca Rockshelter is located in this valley. It's a very wide, almost 100 meters in wide rock shelter, and inside of it, it has several grades that we excavated in the project, and some of them were also from the 1940s excavation. And when removing these excavations fill out, we unraveled some profiles, and we generated radiocarbon dates on this archaeological material in the profile. So for this work, we took sedimentological samples from this profile over here, and these sediments were processed using different mesh samples, as you can see down below here. All of these materials was analyzed to separate the fluids and seeds from other archaeological material, as you can see in the picture, such as bone or gastropod cells over here. The seeds and fluids were recovered dry, charred, and also biomineralized, as was the case of huckberries only. And some key results that I want to address here today is that we didn't recover seeds from all of the samples, but only in this that's shown in the graph. And between sample 13 and sample 21, we recovered the most abundant quantities of archaeological seeds in these sites. Among the taxa that we identified, they were all wild plants belonging to the Chaco forest, which means the vegetation is around the site. And some of the macro remains were good preserved, but we didn't identify them yet. And we are hoping that as the archaeological research, archaeobotanical research continues, we may be able to identify them. We only identified carbonization as the post-carbonized practices, suggesting that these remains were near fire or fire activities. And as you can see here down in this graph, Amarantaceae, the Amaranthus family, was one of the most ubiquitous taxa, showing in 17 of the samples that we took. Okay, so we identify wild-edible fruits, such as the legume family and the hackberries over here, which were also used as wood, as shown in the anthropological record, along with the cactus family over here. And surprisingly, we recovered lots of seeds and fruits belonging to herbaceous plants, such as the daisy family, the grass family, and the one that I addressed earlier, the Amarantaceae family. This raises a lot of questions because this family bears some domesticated crops, very important in northern Argentina, and that were also registered in Córdoba. These crops are quinoa and amaranto. And we only recovered wild species here in Ongamira. So this raises a lot of questions regarding what these plants mean in these sites. Among with the taxonomic diversity between the stratigraphic units that we analyzed, between 3,400 up to 4,000 years before present, and we had the most variety of taxa in the site. So some final remarks. In this study, we created a reference collection that was specified in seeds and fruits, and we generated new archaeobotanical data, including new taxons present in the site and in the region. And we began a path toward a better understanding of past plant communities and hunter-gatherer societies' interactions. Future questions are that I'm going to address at my PhD are regarding this Amarantaceae family and other plant species present in other archaeological sites in the valley, as well as other preservation conditions. We intend to also apply new recovery techniques such as flotation methods, and I want to add some of the later periods contests that had pottery incorporated, as we may think this may have different changes in the use of plants when the incorporation of this technology. So thank you very much for the opportunity to let me speak today here. Thanks for IDACOR, CONICET, and the National University of Córdoba that was funding this research, and to all the organization team.